always a pleasure meeting up with you. Thanks for taking time off from your busy schedule, especially now with the markets the way they are, and I'm sure you must be having longer days. I'd like to ask you, what is your take? What are you witnessing right now? It's no secret that the market is under stress. So what are you witnessing? How are you coping with the challenges? What are the challenges you're facing?
So currently the way we analyze our business, particularly in the south and residential business, which is our current focus, we believe that the demand still is very strong, and this is derived from the fact that if you look at commercial office absorption that's happened last year, which is around 13 million square foot net. So this nothing but it means that job creations have happened, companies are expanding. The issue that we see, I think, is with sentiments. So the real demand is there. Sentiments, so therefore people are postponing that buying decision for various reasons, global factors, domestic factors. So it's just a matter of time till the confidence comes back into the buyer. But in terms of housing and residential demand, we believe in the south is very strong.
Right. No, I agree. I think Bangalore definitely is comparatively one of the better markets. But you're right, sentiments are weak. So and buyers are really postponing their decision. So are you doing anything to try and those who are sitting on the fence to jump in? Is there any strategy behind that?
So basically, I mean, we're being very cautious about which micro markets we're launching our projects in. We're trying to add value to the product, to differentiate our product better. But in terms of pricing, even today, the south, particularly Bangalore, it is still very affordable. So even today, the average selling price here in Bangalore for a good quality grade A product is in the range of about 5,500 to 6,000 rupees a square foot, which is affordable. So there's not much that one can do on pricing considering input cost, land cost. The only thing that you can do is get innovative with the offering, add more value to the product, and see if you can get the customer to commit faster.
With the way the real estate industry is facing so much of negativity, and one of the issues is because of delayed projects, and we've seen a lot of that happening in the recent past in the press, and it's not only delayed deliveries, it's also a question of people think it's easy money. People think that the margins are huge in the industry. There's lack of transparency. There's so many things which really beats down our industry. So what are your views on that, and is there any way which you think we can tackle it? I mean, today we find that we are struggling to get industry status for real estate. Since eons we've been trying to get that, but that's not happening. So what is your view on that? So
you've just listed out all the issues that our industry faces. I think, see, in terms of delay, again, one has to really understand why delays happen. I think while I think some percentage of responsibility can be on the developer, there are also a lot of external factors why the delay happens. For example, we're constructing a building and midway through we have the authorities coming and stopping construction because there's a ring road passing by. So now they want to relook at setbacks. So it takes you 3-4 months to go and sit back with the authorities and say, we've already got a sanction in place, we started selling, the building is up, the structure is up.
So with retrospective effect, they do this with retrospective effect?
No, so they stop. First, immediate reaction is to stop the construction. So they send you a stop construction notice, and then you go and start reasoning with them. So you lose 3-4 months there. In terms of availability of raw materials, for example, today sand is a heavily regulated industry by the government, politically, etc. Right. So we face situations in the south, Bangalore, Chennai, across, where for 4 months you've not had sand supply. So then you start looking. So I mean, what do you do? I mean, sand is a very important ingredient in aggregates, for plastering, for everything. And when you don't have sand, what does one do? So then, obviously, necessity is the mother of all invention. So then we start looking at alternatives. So now we're looking at mechanical sand. So now we started working with options to ensure that even if there is no supply or there's a difficulty in getting these raw materials, we're keeping all our alternatives. So there's a huge R&D now that's going on at the back end to ensure if a material is not available, what are our alternatives to it? So what steps we need to take and how proactive we need to be, because I strongly believe, I think delay to the customer, I think is just should not be an option.
But yeah, we have come a long way. We've seen a lot of evolution over the past many years. Colliers International in India, we've been here for 2 decades. In fact, last year we celebrated our 20th anniversary in India. but your company has been here for four decades. So how, and you've probably not witnessed all of it, but as a group, how have you all seen it evolve over the past 4 decades?
I think from day one, the focus has been the customer. So I have heard stories, when we started out, where in 1983 we used to manage our sales by using computers when these first came out. I think the attire of our sales guys, I hear stories that was very different from the conventional sales guy in Bombay back in the day. I think in terms of focus on the product, so we also believe that we don't want to sell you four rooms and a roof. So it was more to do with lifestyle, providing you an ambience. So the product per se, I think over time has evolved in not only providing you a home and a shelter, but to provide you a lifestyle, to provide you other amenities that would make your life simpler, would make it luxurious, that would give you things to do within the gated community.
Which comes to the topic of your chairman, Mr. Ravi Puravankara, and we have the highest regard for him. So what motivated him to get into real estate in 1975, if I'm correct? And I think that started in Bombay. So
Yes.
how's the growth been? What brought you out from Bombay to Bangalore and to the south?
I think what his earlier in the day, I think his decision to get into housing was the famous saying, "Roti, kapda aur makan," basic necessities. And having started his civil engineering, that was something closer to makan, and so therefore he got into real estate. The journey from Bombay to the south was for various reasons. I think Chairman always loved larger projects, loved providing more and larger amenities, and that was only possible in the south, because in Bombay you would never get large parcels. They were all small plots, one tower. I'm talking to you about 20 years ago. So everyone wanted to develop in the CBD, those micro markets. But in Bangalore we were able to get land parcels which are 10 acres, 15 acres, 20 acres. Today we're doing projects which are 50, 100 acres, right? So he loved scale, and that is one of the reasons I think he moved focus from Mumbai to the south.
There's so much of talk about the affordable segment, and you all have really mastered that, the art of that. And if I may say so, you all are really pioneers and stalwarts in that industry. And now we realize it's, I think, the immense research which went into it, which has really helped you be successful. So with that, I think you all have almost in every segment, right from affordable to the luxury,
to the luxury.
You've got everything. And is that one of the reasons why you think you're not affected by the volatility in the market?
I think it always helps being across segments. So we don't let a single customer go, depending on his requirement, depending on his preference of location, depending on his ability to his ticket size that he's looking for. So we have offerings in every segment, so that definitely helps.
So what is it which keeps you all ticking? Because I mean, I've visited your office innumerable times, and there's so much of enthu with you and your entire team. So you all have grown to a huge level. I mean, what is your ambition, and what keeps you ticking?
I think ambition is the brand, right? To build an even stronger brand. Business will follow, right? So the constant, what keeps us awake at night, I think that constant worry on how we can better the quality, how we can ensure timely delivery, how we can add value to that product, right? Then you take it across the nation, right? But once you have the right formula, which will obviously evolve over time and keep getting better, but that's something that I think anyone in this industry needs to be worried about, needs to spend time on, and I think that will be the only mantra of anyone's success. Product.
So that's what your philosophy is. You've taken over as you've stepped in as an MD last year.
Yes.
So what is your strategy for growth? I believe you're expanding into other markets, different geographies.
So what we've done is, as a part of our 2020 growth plan, we've identified 5 key markets. Obviously, if we get some great opportunities, odd opportunities in other markets, we'll explore that and evaluate it. But we have identified 5 markets which we believe will grow well over the next 5 years, which are Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune and Mumbai. So that's one part of our 2020 strategy. So constantly looking at options. We have a project in Pune which will be launched very soon.
Right.
We have secured some projects in Mumbai. So they are in the planning stage right now. We had a recent pre-launch in Hyderabad residential as well. It's done very well in its pre-launch. The launch should be in a week to 10 days from now. So successfully entered these 3 new markets and hope to grow within these markets over the next 5 years.
And what about the overseas? There was talk that you were trying to look at some international markets as well?
No. So right now the focus will be these 5 markets. So we do have land holdings in Colombo. We have one project which we should be launching pretty soon. But besides that, I think the focus will, for now at least, for the immediate future, will remain in these 5 markets.
Sure. Good. So what does a typical day in the life of Ashish Puravankara look like, especially with the MD role now?
I think unfortunately in this industry, with the kind of the number of people that we need to interact with, from buying of land to designing a project to launching, I think almost half your day goes into firefighting. Unfortunately, and then you try and stay focused the rest of the day obviously on progress, on construction, on product, and on sales.
Great. Thanks, Ashish. I don't think we'll be able to wind this up without understanding your short and mid-term view on the market, the stress where we are seeing, how long is it going to last, and where do you see the market evolving over the next couple of years?
I have a strong belief that demand for housing in this country over the next 10 to 15 years will be very strong. 2 things that will really affect it would be in terms of sentiments will affect it, so people may advance or postpone their buying decisions, and affordability. So I think if you dissect the country in regions, I think South, even today, the affordability check mark is there. Even today we are at 5,500, 6,000. I think job creation is happening. So there's not much of worry there. If you go to the West, I think there are certain micro markets which are affordable, right? So you have Mulund, Bhandup, Borivali. But then you have other places like Midtown where the prices have just gone up too fast, and I think today affordability in those markets are being questioned, right? But as sentiment changes, I think demand for housing in this country will continue to stay very strong.
That's the answer I was looking for, because that's our line. We need to be positive and hope that good times roll again. Thanks, Ashish. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.